Hey guys, I'm El.
And I'm Matt, and this is our 1984 Series 3 Land Rover, which we're going to turn into one of the most epic camping conversions yet.
So today's mission is to clean her up.
Before we could start, we needed to get the car as bare as she could be. That meant removing the seat cushions, carpets, and all the metal flaps that had been rusted in place, let us see what was underneath, and allow us to give the car a proper and well-needed deep clean. Now it's time for some vacuuming. I got to work dusting and vacuuming the front to get rid of all the dirt, birdseed and spider webs that had accumulated over the years, while Elle was scrubbing and sweeping the back to clean up what would eventually be our sleeping area. Okay, so we're going at the vacuuming now. It started to rain just a little bit, but it's not too bad. And inside back here we've got some dust that's really caked on, so we're gonna have to scratch it off and then vacuum even more. While we're cleaning up the car, I was working on the front and I popped open a few things and I didn't even realize these were there. So under the driver's seat there's nothing much. Over here under the middle there's direct access to what I would say is the drive shaft, and under here there is some guy's pair of shoes. Couple of dead snails and lots of rubbish. This thing was jammed shut, so it probably hasn't been open in a while. And yeah, we noticed there's a bit more storage space here than we thought, and it's pretty cool. So it's been a couple of days since we cleaned the car, and a lot has happened since then. First of all, and most importantly, I finally have the logbook in my name, which means that I legally own the car now and not the farm where I bought it from. And we've also fixed a few things around the car and came up with a slightly better plan for what we're gonna do. So let's get to the car and I'll show you then. One of the first things we did is we cut a new key to open this lock. So that actually works, and this opens up just fine, so we can access the back pretty easily. As you can see, the back in here is not perfect, but it's much cleaner than it was. There was a lot of muck and grime all around, and now we've cleaned that up. We've let some degreaser sit to take off the really bad stuff, and it's getting much better than it was. We've got a lot of little compartments on the side to store stuff. And the good thing is it's been raining and it doesn't seem to have gathered too much water inside, which is pretty good. And it actually closes and locks up just fine. Okay, so next up we got this mirror, which was hanging off and dangling to be fixed on using a little bit of foam and stuff on the back over here. And that is now working as well, so driving this car I can actually do that safely with the right amount of viewing angles. Next things we want to do is we want to see how to get the wheel mounted onto this part, and we also need to fix up the lights. So hopefully tomorrow we're going to take the car to my friend and he's going to help me out in making this car a whole lot better. The next big thing I need to do is install some seat belts in this car. As you can tell, there aren't any at the moment, but there was once a seat belt over here. It was just a lap belt, and this is one of the original belts, but it's the only one there is in the car. So that's not good. That's not going to pass the VRT, which means we need to install a proper one. So the biggest thing at the moment here is getting this car ready for VRT. That is the equivalent of the car's roadworthy test, right? So no car can be on the road if it doesn't pass this test. And mine just happens to be coming up in a few months, so there's a lot of work to be done. We've got a guy who's gonna help us out wiring the electrics again, so just to get the lights and horn working perfectly. And I've got another friend who's built up his own few Land Rovers, and he should be helping me out maybe tomorrow to see what's actually wrong with this car and what we need to do. So guys, that's it for the second video in the series. The Landy is clean and she's pretty much ready to go for driving, but we still need to do a few more things before we can pass the VRT. That includes installing some seat belts in and making the electrics work 100%, because the indicators and the horn are playing up a little bit, so we need to make sure those are completely in check. After that, it's a little bit of scrapyard hunting to find the right parts, get things like a tow hook and LED strip lights for the inside, just little parts that don't cost a lot of money that will make a massive difference in the car, and you can be able to see the improvement right away. Until then, we're gonna work on the mechanics, work on the interior, and we'll let you know how that goes in the next video.